Hi, Balanced Beauties, and welcome back to Balanced Motherhood. My name is Gwendolyn Ray, and my friends call me Gwen for short. And here on my channel, we talk about self improvement for mothers and wives. This topic has been on my list for a while, but I decided not to make it because I am not a complainer. So I try my best not to do too much ranting or complaining about life, but today is just one of those days. And I'm literally feeling it. Like, I feel like I'm in the thick of it right now. I have been a stay at home mom for 4 years now. So, compared to other moms that have been doing this for a long time, I am still considered a rookie. And I know that I have so much more to learn. But today, I would like to talk about the struggles of stay at home moms. Now that I'm almost approaching my 5th year of being a stay at home mom, I can definitely relate to a lot of struggles that stay at home moms go through. And a lot of times they are overlooked. First, I would like to give the definition of what a stay at home mom is. So, if you decide to Google it and look it up on YouTube or any platform, most times they just share that the stay at home mom is the woman that stays home with the children and cares for them as normally a form of childcare or, house duties, things like that. But the true definition of a stay at home mom is a family manager. One of the common struggles that we have is a lack of personal time and at times losing our identity. Being constantly tied up with children and household duties, it can make it hard to maintain your friendships. So, a lot of times when you have mom friends, staying in contact is like so scarce because it's hard to pick up the phone and constantly send text messages back and forth. And believe me, it's not because she doesn't want to respond, but it's because she is just so tied up. And sometimes you have to try to limit distractions so you can be able to complete tasks around the house so you don't fall behind. And this is why self care is so important because self care is not just a bubble bath or polishing your nails and doing your hair. Self care is self mental care as well. So making that time to go and see a friend and get away from your children for a moment so you can get a breath of fresh air and do something for yourself. So then you might ask, okay, Gwen, I'm supposed to get self care. How am I supposed to do this? I'm home with my children for basically 24 hours a day, and my husband works most of the day. And when he gets off work and comes home, he's tired. Well, if you're married, what I say is you have to make it mandatory. The same way you sit down and you guys are able to come up with different vacations or outings that you want to do, is the same way you have to sit down and have the conversation about you having that quality time to yourself or being able to go see a friend or two. I say at the minimum, it needs to be a non negotiable, at least 1 to 2 hours a week where you're able to get out the house and be child free. When it comes to anything in life, you have to be able to verbalize what you need. And as much as we think the people in our lives understand that we need time and space, they are not always thinking about us. Remember when you were a little girl and you yearned to be amongst your friends and go play jump rope and go outside and play dolls and things like that? That little girl is still inside of you. And that's why you feel so stressed out when you don't have self care. It's because she still lives within you. Even though you are an adult now, it doesn't mean that that spirit is gone from you. So you have to take time out to nurture that little girl inside of you for your well being. So when you speak up for yourself and demand the things that you need, you speak up for her. You show up for her. So I know isolation is a real thing, especially as a stay at home mom. So one of the things I like to do is If my friends do have children, I like to have play dates with them. A play date will consist of us taking the kids to an activity, and at the same time, we're able to sit down together, have a conversation, and not too much worry about our kids. Okay. So it's two of us together. So technically, we're both watching the kids, we both have our eyes on them, but we're still able to have a connection. And that's really what you need when it comes to being a mom. You need to be able to build that bond with your friends. And the best way to do it is if you can basically multitask, do both at the same time. It's a lot easier because your friend can also help you out. I'm cooking dinner right now, so I'm sorry if you hear some sounds, but I'm a stay-at-home mom, like I said earlier, so I'm trying to multitask right now. I'm actually cooking some meatloaf as we speak, and after I put that on, then I'll spend some quality time with my kids and watching a movie. But for now, I'm trying to get some work done and cook. So there are benefits to being a stay-at-home mom as well. Everything is not all bad, okay? So that's why I said when I make videos like this, I don't want to make it in a complaining way. I'm making this video because I just want to spread awareness. You know, we do have our struggles. And if you are a stay-at-home mom, I want you to know that you are not alone. So that's why I'm making this video, okay? I struggle with these things too. I know one thing I like to do when I'm feeling isolated is that I just like to pick up the phone. Sometimes you just need to hear another person's voice. And for me, I like to call my aunts. I like to call my aunts, or I like to call my sister. That's just something I just do every once in a while. If I feel like, maybe my girlfriends are busy or they're working right now, or they might even be tied up with their own children. Call somebody that does not have children, and they probably not doing nothing but watching TV right now anyway. Give them a call. You'd be surprised how making a phone call can actually brighten somebody else's day, even if you're just calling them because you were thinking about them. We have so many phone numbers in our phones that we do not use. We don't text. We don't call them. Just call and check up on somebody. Sometimes just the gift of having a conversation with someone, it just means so much to them that you brightening their day by making that phone call will actually radiate back onto you and make you feel good. One of the other struggles of stay-at-home moms can be that they may be living off of one income. So it can be a financial strain at times when it comes to celebrations or heck, really just thinking about the economy. Prices have gone up even on the basic things like eggs and milk. And if you were not prepared for this time, this can really be a hit for your family because if your husband's job is not paying more to accommodate for the rise in prices, you could personally be struggling right now. And not even just stay-at-home moms. There are a lot of people struggling right now. Living below your means is going to be the best option. At least until your children get older or until your husband may get a raise or maybe you find a part-time job. Even though you should always be living below your means, honestly, especially now with this economy, you don't know where it's going to go. But that is the solution for living off of one income, is that you have to live below your means. Especially if your children are young and you don't have the time or the availability to go and work somewhere part-time, or if you don't know how to make income from home, you have to live below your means. And that's not only for now, but that's for the future. That's a way for you to be able to basically have the insurance in your family for if something does happen. You never know what emergency might arise where you may need some extra income. So you want to make sure that you do have savings and something to work with And it's easier to do that if you live below your means. I've made a few different videos on how to save money at the grocery store, on how to save money on gas and other things. So I'll link one or two of the videos here at the top of the screen. So if you want, you can watch them next. Another struggle of the stay-at-home mom is feeling unappreciated. Often, a lot of the work that stay-at-home moms do is just not noticed, honestly. It comes across as, this is normal, this is what you do all the time. So no one comes by and say, "Oh, you did a great job." It's not often that you get that appreciation unless you do something really extravagant. And even then, sometimes it's looked at as, this is the norm. This is, of course, she's good at that. That's just what she does. To me, this comes down to self validation. And that's one of the things you're going to have when you are a stay at home mom. And it's not talked about, but it's a muscle that you have to build. Because when you first start, it's all like, "Oh, this is so cute," but over time you get tired. It's kind of like with any job. Over time, if you're not getting a raise, you start to, not like the job as much, or you feel less interested in the job. And you have to learn to self validate yourself because no one's coming to give you a raise. No one's coming to give you a Best Employee of the Month award. So you have to just be sure in yourself and know that what you're doing is important. You are raising people, okay? You are raising the next generation. I know for me, there is times of the day that I just get exhausted and there's nothing I can do about it. So I have to go somewhere and sit down. I just have to sit down and put my feet up and say the heck with it, okay? And make sure the kids are okay, they're safe, and just go sit down somewhere. So another thing that we struggle with is just running out of energy. Sometimes we can end up running off of fumes, not getting enough sleep, not taking our vitamins, not drinking enough water, not eating healthy. I can go on and on, okay? There are many times where we focus on our children and we give them everything that they need and we put ourselves last. And that is one of the sacrifices of being a stay at home mom. But it is also something that we struggle with. So that term of make sure you put your mask on before you put your child's mask on is something that we have to practice and live by, because if we're not well enough to take care of ourselves, we won't be able to take care of our children. So I want to encourage you to make that timer so you can take your vitamins. If you need a nap, do your best to take that nap, okay? 30 minutes still works. If you have to, cook a very large meal and split it up for a couple days. It is nothing wrong with a big pot of spaghetti, okay, with some vegetables on the side. It is nothing wrong with it. Now I understand why my family used to do that. It's because sometimes you need some stress-free meals. You need something that you can just pull out of the fridge and reheat so you can keep going about the day. Not all the time do we have the convenience of cooking a full course meal every single day when you have multiple children in the house. You just don't have time for it. So cook a large dish, pull out those big pots, and split it up for the week. Or put it inside a big pan and pull it out and reheat it as you go. Sometimes for my husband, for his lunches, I'll make one large amount of something, and that will be his food for the next 3 or 4 days. Make it easy for you so you don't have to be stressed out and spending hours and hours every day cooking. As a mom in general, sometimes we can struggle with our physical self care because we're so busy giving the kids baths, we're cleaning the house, we worry about our husband, this, that, and this. And by the time the day is over, walking into the bathroom to do a facial and wash our hair, it's like the last thing on our minds because we're exhausted, right? So, what I suggest doing is moving dinner up. If you have to, eat dinner at 5 o'clock, okay? Eat dinner at 5 o'clock, and that way it gives you a few hours to work with, or 8 hour at least to work with for your skin and your hair, your nails, and whatever else you like to do before you go to sleep. You have to sometimes readjust the time frames of things so you can be taken care of as well. I know cleaning time can be one of the things that we struggle with as moms. So, the best thing that you can do is to declutter. I know sometimes we hold on to things because we feel like we need it or we might use it in the future. But if it is a burden on you to constantly clean, you might have to get rid of it. And decluttering things, becoming a minimalist, will definitely help your mental health and your stress levels. So get rid of some things. We just had Christmas, so get rid of some toys, some things you don't see your children playing with anymore, things you may have had in your cabinets. Things you may have had in your cabinets or in your closets that you aren't using, donate them. And I'm telling you right now, it will make a world of a difference in your mind and in your home as well too. I appreciate you for staying to the end of this video. And I just want you to know, I know that you are doing the best that you can. I just wanted to come today to share, some struggles that I struggle with and, bring awareness to some things I know that you may be struggling with right now too. You are not alone, okay? If there's anything else you think moms may be struggling with, you can leave them in the comment section because there may be other moms there that can also relate as well. And that way, we might be able to build friendships here. That's something that I want for this channel. So thank you again for watching this video. And don't forget that balance is possible for every mom.